Hi, and welcome to the AnyRPG Template Content Wizard demo. In this demo, I will be showing you how to use the Template Content Wizard to install basically the majority of the content that is available in the Features demo game. So the Features demo game, which is included in both the GitHub version of AnyRPG and the Unity RPG package, was created, and about 95% of what is available in this Features demo game can be installed with a few clicks using the Template Content Wizard. That includes all of the different trade skills and the different trainers and the different spells and abilities. So if you don't know how to get to the Features demo game, you can find it by going to Tools, AnyRPG, Wizard, and Welcome Window, and then Features demo game. If you don't have a copy of AnyRPG yet, you can pick one up from anyrpg.org/downloads, and that comes in both a full Unity package with a bunch of extra icons and prefabs, as well as the core on GitHub. And the GitHub core has the exact same functionality, but just, about half as many prefabs and icons and weapons and sound effects and such. For this demo, I'll also be using the Medieval Town Exteriors asset, which is just a free asset that's available on the Unity Asset Store, and I will have a link for that in the description for the video. First, what is the Template Content Wizard? Well, you can find it under Tools, AnyRPG, Wizard, Template Content Wizard, and you do need to create a game before you can use this Template Content Wizard, and I will be demonstrating that shortly. The Template Content Wizard allows you to install template content pretty quickly, and there's a lot of it here. Just looking at this list, there's well over 1,000 different packages worth of template content. So basically anything that you see in the features game, you can just sort of type the name here and see if you can find it. For example, if I want to install the warrior class, here's my warrior character class template package, which I would be installing. A template package is basically just a list of resources and dependencies. So for the warrior character class here, you can see that it is going to install the warrior character class, the health power resource, the rage power resource, the stamina and strength stats, the plate armor class, basically a built-in trait that he has, and some other effects, as well as some prefabs like a warrior class trainer, a warrior unit spawn node so that you can spawn warriors into your game, and then other dependencies. For example, if I click on this medieval two-hand axe weapon package dependency, you can see that it's going to install a two-hand axe item and prefab, and then it has its own dependency on the two-hand axe weapon skill, and if I click on that, you can see it's going to install basically some animations and some sound effects as well as some attack effects. So the Template Content Wizard will basically install all of the dependencies, or should install in most cases all of the dependencies that you need for any particular piece of content. There are some things missing that I actually just discovered recently, and I'll point those out in this video. You may have to install one or two dependencies manually, but it should pull in the vast majority of them for you. So I am in a new project here, which is using the AnyRPG 0.14a Unity package, and I've already downloaded that Medieval Town Exteriors package and installed the standard version of it. There it comes in both standard and URP. So let's go ahead and create a new game using the demo level that comes with this package as the scene for our new game, and then I'll install some template content into that game to show you how to use the actual template content wizard. So we'll start by going to Tools, AnyRPG, and New Game Wizard. I'm just going to call this the template demo game. I'm going to click on Copy Existing Scene and drag the demo scene into here. And I'm just going to call this first scene the village, and I'll give it some nice background music. I have the town theme bright here, which seems pretty fitting. And I just leave all these at default, basically. This is a bunch of template content that's actually going to use the template wizard behind the scenes automatically and install for our game. We don't really need it, but it'll save us some time later, since a few of those different pieces of template content are going to be needed anyway. For example, the staff weapon skill, because we'll be making a staff in this demo, as well as different item qualities and the character stats, because we will be installing a mage character class to demonstrate, and the armor classes, which is going to have the cloth armor class in it, because we will be having some cloth gear for our mage to wear as well. It's also going to install the gold currency group, although basically everything that is in, or most of what's installable with the template content wizard is actually going to be free, just so that you can sort of quickly prototype your game and get it working without having to commit to a specific type of currency. So we can see the first scene here, and it's all set up, but we do need to make a few changes to it. We don't need this canvas right here. We don't need an event system, because AnyRPG already comes with an event system. We don't need a camera, because AnyRPG comes with its own camera. And this town actually has a boundary on it that'll prevent us from getting outside of it, and we're going to want to run outside to fight someone later. So I'm just going to delete the cube that prevents us from leaving through the gate here. The other thing we'll want to do is add the navigation mesh for the NPCs that come in there. If you're using a fresh package and you've got the default layout right now, you may not have this window, and you can find it just by going to Window AI Navigation, and then it should show up here. We're just going to click on Bake directly and let it go ahead and bake the nav mesh for us. And now we can see that we've got a nav mesh on the ground. And finally, I'm going to just stick a default spawn location in here. I'll have my player spawn right about here in the middle of the town. So I'll just search for default spawn location in the project and just drag that in. And now my character should be able to spawn. So I can just save that all and go ahead and press play. And we'll just check and just make sure that we can load up the game, and then we'll start adding all of the template content. So we'll go to a new game, and we'll call this guy our demo player. Let's just give him some hair here. And that looks pretty good. I'm happy with his appearance. We'll click on Start Game, and you can probably hear the music there playing in the background. And we have this nice sort of peaceful town, and we can run around, and there isn't really much in it right now. So let's start installing some template content. First, let's install the logging trade skill so that we can go ahead and get our staff created. So we'll go to Template Content Wizard, and I'm just going to type in logging up here. I'm going to install the logging skill template package, and I'm also going to install the logging spruce tree node template package. Go ahead and click on install. And what that's going to do is, in my game folder, it's going to install a prefab that I can drag into this scene to make a logging spruce tree show up that I can log, as well as a trainer. So let's go ahead and open up our game folder and go to Unit Spawn Node, Skill Trainer, and then just pop our skill trainer into the scene here. And maybe we'll just turn him around so he's facing us. And then under spawnable, interactable, gathering, logging, we've got a logging spruce tree node. So I'll just go ahead and drag that somewhere into the back here. We'll have that tree show up in the back. And now I should be able to go ahead and learn the logging skill and cut down a spruce tree and get some spruce logs for it that we will use to build a staff here in a second. So I'll go load up. Oh, I forgot to save my game last time, I think. We'll just keep our guy bald here. Change his name again. Template demo. Looks good. And now I have my logging trainer NPC. I can click on learn. And then I can run over here. And I can start cutting down this spruce tree. And I'll take all these logs. And now that we have some logs, let's go ahead and install a woodworking trade skill. So that we can create the staff. So to do that, I will go to Tools, AnyRPG, Wizard, Template Content Wizard again, and let's go ahead and install the Woodworking Skill template package. We'll install a Woodworking Skill Trainer NPC. I'll install the base woodworking recipes as well. And finally, I want to actually create a staff. So what I'm going to do is install the All Medieval Weapon Recipes template package as well. And we'll go ahead and click on Install. And then that's going to install the animations for the woodworking skill. It's going to install a trainer who I can learn the woodworking skill from. It's going to install some recipes so that I can turn these logs that I have got into some form of usable lumber so that I can make the staff. And it's going to also install the medieval weapon recipes for all of the medieval weapons that are available with the kit, which include daggers, staffs, shields, swords, a wand, grimoire. And that looks good. It's all installed. So now we will want to grab our newly available woodworking skill trainer unit spawn node, and we'll pull him in right here. And then we will also need to install an interactable crafting. You see we've got a woodworking table here. So let's just pull that woodworking table into the scene. And now we should actually be able to go ahead and make a staff. Well, actually we'll make the lumber first, and then there's one more piece of content we need in order to actually install the staff. Or I mean create the staff. So let's go ahead and load up our character here. And we'll go talk to our woodworking trainer and learn woodworking. And then go over to the woodworking table, and we have some spruce logs. So let's go ahead and turn those into spruce lumber. And our character will now pull out his saw and start making some spruce lumber. Okay, good. Now that we have some spruce lumber, we have one of the ingredients for the medieval staff, but we do need a green gem. The gems are actually sold by the jewelry supplies trainer. You can also go the route of installing the mining trade skill and then the jewelry skill to actually turn the rough gems into jewels, but we're just going to cheat here and just install a jewelry supplies vendor. And so there's the base crafting jewelry supplies vendor template package. Let's go ahead and install that, and it's going to install basically a new prefab that we can pull into our scene, which has a vendor who's going to be able to sell us the gems that we need. So I'll just drag the jewel resupplies vendor, throw him into the scene right here, maybe spin him around so that he's facing the character. And press play, and we should be able to buy that green gem that we need now. So I'll talk to the jewelry supplies vendor and look for a green gem. And now I can go over to the woodworking table, and I should have all of the ingredients that I need for the medieval staff. So I can go ahead and I can craft the medieval staff. And if I check my inventory, sure enough, there's a staff, and I can right click on it and I can equip it. And this is great, but you know, my character is still naked and he can't cast any spells yet. So let's go ahead and get some clothing for our character. To do that, we'll go into the template content wizard again, and I'm going to type in blue cloth, and we have all cloth equipment blue items, and that'll install basically all of these items that you see here below. So we'll go ahead and click on install, and this will also put a vendor collection in. And there's a couple of things that we could do here. We could either add this vendor collection to an existing vendor, or we could actually just install like a regular vendor NPC. So let's just go ahead and install the regular vendor NPC. So I'll just type in vendor NPC, and I'll click on install and install a vendor. Let's stick the vendor over here in front of one of the shops. To do that, we'll just look for interactable vendor, and we've got this vendor NPC unit spawn node. We'll spin him around so he's facing away from the door there. And next we need to actually add the clothing to this particular vendor. So we'll open up the resources folder, template demo, go to unit profile vendor, look at the vendor NPC unit. In the inspector, we can see that he should have an inline interactable called vendor props, and he's got one vendor collection already, items, but what we're going to do is we're going to add the blue cloth armor vendor collection, and now he's going to be able to sell us the blue cloth armor. Next, we want to install the Mage, so we'll go to template content wizard again and look for the Ice Mage class specialization package, and I'm also going to install an enemy faction so that we can actually fight another Ice Mage. I'll click on install, and the Ice Mage class specialization package includes a bunch of ice specific spells, and the Ice Mage specialization, it includes a trainer to actually learn that specialization. It's also got a dependency on the Mage base class, which will install a trainer for the Mage, as well as all of the base Mage skills, and it will install some unit spawn nodes so that we can actually spawn these mages into the game as well. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go turn our mage that will be spawning into an enemy mage. So under unit profile specialization, I'll click on the Ice Mage specialization unit, go up to faction name, and just choose enemy. And now I can scroll up to the prefabs folder, and under unit spawn node character specialization, we've got an Ice Mage unit spawn node. So let's just go outside the gates of the town here and throw an Ice Mage right about here, somewhere where he's not just going to immediately aggro us. And click on save, and let's press play and turn ourselves into a mage and equip that nice blue clothing that we stuck on the vendor so that our character looks much more like an actual mage. So I'll go over here and I'll talk to the vendor, and I'll choose the blue cloth armor. And like I said, it's free because I haven't assigned any cost to it. And I can equip all of that armor. Now my character looks much more like an ice mage. And it looks like I didn't add the trainers to the level yet, so let's go ahead and add those trainers as well. And I'll just stick them sort of right here beside this well. So we'll look for the unit spawn node interactable trainer, and we'll stick the Mage class trainer and the ice specialization trainer unit spawn nodes, because you have to be a mage before you can actually learn the ice specialization. We'll go ahead and press play. And now I can learn the mage class, and I just have a bunch of new abilities here. And now I can change specialization to the ice specialization. And I'm just going to reorder my bars a bit because I want to use these ice abilities to attack this enemy ice mage who has come over and decided that he's going to attack our village, or just stand outside of our village and wait for us to attack him. So I can cast my frost spell here, and I can cast my blizzard, and he'll cast a frost spell on me, but my blizzard is going to completely destroy him because this blizzard is just totally overpowered. So that is how easy it is to use the template content wizard to basically make yourself a pretty much fully playable demo game in just a few minutes. You can add trade skills, you can add gathering skills, you can add vendors and skill trainers and class trainers and gear, and basically whatever you want, anything that is included in the features demo game or any of the other like 1100 packages that are available to install instant content in your game. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, then don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the AnyRPG YouTube channel. And if you'd like to see any specific tutorials in the future, then go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, and I'll try to get specific tutorials that you want created. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.